Hey everybody on YouTube. Excuse my very low budget setup for the time being, but I'm using an iPod camera. It seems to work better than some of the other stuff that people have lent me. And anyways, I got it on top of those lights that have the arm. Basically took it apart and stuck my iPod there with a clamp. Anyways, so this is my setup so far. Angry Charlie, love that thing. Wampler Velvet Fuzz, Keeley DS1 modded, Fat Boost, Bad Monkey, an old Ibanez CS9 which I've had for a long time, probably one of the last, well, definitely one of the only two things I've kept from, probably from the 80s or whatever. I have an old Crybaby as well, and Korg Pitch Black, which love it. Anyways, Lava tightrope cable system. Spent a few bucks on that, but you know it's worth it because you can custom make your length of patched cables, and it threads right into the solid core, so you get a really good contact. Haven't had any problems with it. My homemade MIDI out, which I made a branch going one way goes to the M5, and I even made a little custom end on here, and the other one goes to my breakout, which I have guitar in, guitar out, and I have a MIDI plug here connector. So basically I plug that into my Strymon timeline, which I have running in an effects loop, which I put in myself on a Marshall JCM 800, which is I'll give you a little bit more information out later, but it's basically I didn't have to drill any holes. I used one of the speaker outs, basically just unscrewed it, pulled it back in the chassis, and put a stereo plug in its place, and wired up the effects loop. This effects loop is the same effects loop that's used by Friedman guitar amps. I actually talked to those guys about it. It was very cheap. I think it was on sale for $75. Here's my Marshall 1981 and Shure 57, running into my little, well, it's not little, but PA system, which I have here in my room, and then I just, that way I can play it low and work on songs for up and coming gigs. Mostly I use the M9 for modulations. You can see right now, I don't know if it's going to come up there, but I've got a graphic EQ which I turn on and off for my Wampler, because Wampler's pretty dark sounding even with the brightness turned all the way up, especially going into that Marshall. Oops. This is my little filter, because this thing is so darn bright that with this camera I can't control the brightness, so it just burns out and you can't see it at all. So I'm trying a little bit of gel from an old lighting package I had from a long time ago. Yeah, so basically programming of the ES-8, I'm going to do another video. I'm just going to look at this one and see how good it is, if it's worth putting on YouTube, because I'm pretty sure people will laugh when if they saw this setup I got here, because it's pretty bojang. But you know what, it's not like I'm trying to make money on YouTube. I'm just doing this because I want to show people that you know, for on your own you can make your own pedal board up. You don't have to send it in to somebody else. If you have a little bit of ingenuity, a drill press, a few tools, and imagination, you can definitely put together your own pedal board. This is one of those pedal train 2 boards, and I actually it's got the Voodoo Lab 2 power unit underneath, and I'm just gonna flip it around so you can see. I just unhook a few things. Here's the pedal 2. I've also put the wall warts in there for my M5, so that I didn't have to have a a power bar sticking out. And as you can see here, I have this little box here. Basically, I've got, hopefully you can see it. Basically, I have an in and out for channel 7, so that I can hook up a wah or any other outboard pedal that I can't fit on the board for a gig. Also, I can just move the wires quickly around, and I can use the what the heck is it? The volume control as well. Volume loop. I can just move a few wires here on the back of the ES-8, and then automatically I'm in the effects loop. I've forgotten the name all of a sudden, but anyways. And then in the middle of it, I've actually got a real quick little disconnect here, which is for my my M5 expression pedal. So instead of having huge things, I actually put it right in the center, because it's a very small little box, but fits right underneath, which is great. And then on the other side, I have, this one I haven't changed over. This is the first one I did, but here's the ins and outs for the guitar in and out, and there's my MIDI wiring going here to the MIDI. There's probably not enough light in here. Anyways, I might have to do something about that. Anyways, and I actually took off the bottom feet of the pedal train because I found it was sticking out too high, and I don't like lifting my leg when I'm working on switching effects, so I just try to get the pedal board as close to the ground on the bottom as possible. I may put some rubber, something rubbery here, because it does sort of skate around a bit. Anyways, let's see if I can flip this sucker back. This is probably a lot for just like a rock and roll band, but I also play in a Christian worship group, and have to create a lot of different sort of ambient sounds, and that's why the Timeline and the M5 are great for creating like really nice pads of sound. Yeah, so I will get into programming the now you can see my little filter blue gel fell off here, and you can see how darn bright this thing is now. You can hardly even see it on the camera. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna put it back because it's just amazingly bright. I think maybe I may buy a camera, but just in the meantime, I just wanted to do this. You know, I think part of the whole thing is the actual just making it, you know, is as much fun as playing. For me anyways, being in the, I was in the film industry and as well, and did a lot of fabricating, special effects stuff, and so I find it a lot of fun to build and work on stuff. So so that's why, and I thought, I'd like to share this with people, and maybe get out of it whatever you want, and hopefully you don't think it's too goofy, but yeah, really enjoying it. So I also just quickly, I'm going to run over stuff that I'm going to do, but I have a Sir guitar, not Sir, crap. It is a Bill Nash, but Sir Guitars, I guess what I was trying to say is Sir Guitars, they put a treble bleed in their guitars. I know Andy Timmons uses it, and that's where I got the idea. So basically, I think when next time I do the string change here, I'm going to pull the pick guard off and everything, and I'm going to show you the treble bleed system I put in there with the values that they had. And also, I'm pretty sure it's also, Sir as well has the dummy coil system on their guitars, and the guy who built those, I bought one from him. This cover for the cavity here for the tremolo system actually has a coil of wire that's embedded into the plastic, so you get this whole thing, and then you wire it into your guitar, and then it eliminates hum. And believe me, I did a lot of testing on it. I wasn't sure if it was actually going to taint the sound of these beautiful Jason Luller single coils, but it does not change. What I did first was I actually put a push-pull pot so that I could take the dummy coil system out of the loop to see if it actually changed the tone of the guitar, and it does not. Yeah, I mean, if you can hear a sound change, it would be pretty. You'd have to be going super clean in an environment with no other, not the band around, just you. And I don't even know if I could actually discernibly, whatever the word is, I could discern any sound change. So when I open this thing up, I'm going to do the treble bleed, and I'm going to show you how I wired up the after that I took the push-pull pot out once I was satisfied that it was working and it was not changing the sound. I also can say that I've been playing guitar for 50 years. I started when I was 10 years old. Played with Bryan Adams when I was around 15, and here in North Vancouver, and a bunch of other guys from different bands I've played with. And I have never played a guitar that plays nicer than this Bill Nash. It's amazing. I have a friend who owns close to 50 guitars, and when he heard this thing, he has the Eric Clapton Strats and all that stuff, the Eric Johnson Strat there. He had to have one when he heard and played this guitar. So yeah, I don't want to ramble too much, but anyways, there she is. She's a beauty. And they take the shine off the back, and it just feels like you've always played this guitar. Anyways, I will upload this if it doesn't look too bad, and I will think about how either I'm going to get another camera, or I may just try doing some videos with it and see if I get any feedback, like get off of YouTube. But in the meantime, I'll be bold enough to you know, to continue on. And anyways, everybody have a great day, and God bless. Bang!